Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is your man Z Moose coming at you live from the Moose Den. We are after hours, very, very after hours. It is 12:38. We are into the Thursday trading session. I don't know how Asia's doing because, frankly, I could care less. I am short Netflix via a vertical put spread, 95.90, and I am neutral when it comes to Visa, ticker symbol V. I bought 75 straddles going into earnings today. Let's see how that turns out during tomorrow's trading session. We are going to get right into charts. I have 23 of them for you tonight. The first 4 are Biotech. The next 2 are energy names. After that, we have a lot of momentum-driven names, and we're going to finish it up with some Semicon. So, without further ado, let's get started. Amylin Pharmaceuticals. I like this one because we have been range-bound for quite some time, aka the middle of June. Right now, the support price lies at right at 18. We touched upon it today. The low of the day was 18.04. We have the 50-day and the 200-day right below it. We are not overbought or oversold. We've declined from slightly overbought areas. We have a descending trend line that's moderately declining, and we also have the $20 price resistance to deal with here. If we can get some volume under this name, I think this will end up being a prize winner from the long side. It has been consolidating in the measured move. If we take a look at this move higher, the measured move would be about $5, which brings it to 25. You know, can we get to 24? Very, very high possibility if we break over 20. Going to Mankind now, we have an ascending triangle right here. A little bit of a looser ascending triangle than we've been seeing over the past couple of trading sessions. We had a 200-day and the 734 price resistance, really chopping on the price right now. But below we have a lot of support. The 100-day, the 20-day, the 50-day, and this ascending trend line. Not much volume on this 2-day decline that we've seen over the past 2 trading sessions. So I think that if we do get above the 200-day simple moving average and the 734 price resistance, we could definitely get up into the mid $8 range. I think that's acceptable, especially if we get some momentum under the name. PDL Biopharma. This is one I was watching off of this flag. This is a perfect setup. And we got a great breakout all the way to 614 off of the ascending trend line, the 20-day simple moving average, as well as the 581 price support. On decent volume on that 2-day pop there. Not the best volume, but just decent volume. We held, however, the 614 price resistance. It's looking like we could drop back into this ascending trend line in the 20-day simple moving average. We broke below the 100-day simple moving average, and I think that will be our price pivot to watch over the next couple of days. But if we do get some upside, and if we do break out above 614 and we don't break down, we could definitely see 650, especially with the way that the 200-day simple moving average is trending if we get a breakout in the next couple of days. Again, we have to be careful. The market has not broken out yet. It really hasn't gone anywhere in the past couple of trading sessions. And if we do break below the 20-day and the ascending trend line, I think this 581 will be taken out. We'll see the 50-day simple moving average very shortly after. Vivus is just a trade, but I do like the high and tight getting set up in it right now. There's a lot of news around VVUS, and it's not really the best company to swing trade, but from an intraday perspective, I think that if this high and tight breaks above 6, we could definitely get a move and fill the $6 to $7 gap up. I think that would be acceptable before we get a pullback. But I like this now for a trade. It's got a big gap fill to fill up. You know, we dropped all the way below, $5. We were in the high $4 range, and we have a gap fill to $9 when we're finally finished. So that is definitely something to consider. All right, moving on to some energy names. ATPG. I like it on the pullback. If we can even hold the 50-day on this slow decline that we have here. I really wouldn't mind it. But this is a good base that we have building up here. I think that a push to 1275 is not out of the way. But I think that we need to continue to base a little bit more. You know, we had this big snap up, and then the market just decided to settle back, and it snapped up at a really bad time for the most part. But let's see how ATPG does over the next couple of trading sessions. I think that's going to be an interesting company to watch. ICO reported earnings, I think today, this morning, I believe, but it closed, although it dipped below the 100-day slow moving average and the 447 price support, it closed above both of those, and it also stayed above the 200-day slow moving average on the dip below those two supports. So primarily, this is still the support area that we're looking for, and if we can continue to consolidate within the 466 and 447 price range, I think that if we get a breakout with some volume under it, that's would be pretty beneficial for the long side. From the short side, you don't really have much of an advantage here, even though volume is building up. That's really your only advantage when it comes to the short side. ACAS tightening ascending triangle. If we get a blowout of the support range here at 540, I think that we could really get some good upside. Definitely to this 590 price support or price resistance. But even if we just break up really high, make a high and tight, and then continue to move, into the 660 range, I think that would be pretty beneficial. I like this setup if we continue to move higher. But if we break down out of this ascending trend line, that would be a shame, because this is a pretty good trend that we have set up here. Alright, moving on to MBI. I like MBI high and tight. If we see continuation here, we got to move to 950. If we see a decline, we got to move to 750. So either way, we're sitting at about 850, and you get a buck range higher, whether it be on the breakout or the breakdown. We are a little oversold or overbought. So if we continue to consolidate and we see maybe the 65 to 63 range on the RSI, I think you could have some argument for the long side here. But for the most part, we're just going to sit out and wait for it to develop a little more. DCTH rising ascending wedge. If we blow out this, we have heavy overhead and heavy support here too. So I'm actually kind of anxious to see what happens. Normally, this is a bearish pattern, but with the way that DCTH has been trading lately, it's been trading slightly bullish. We're pretty much break even on the RSI. So this is going to be interesting to watch. I'm going to keep my eye on this one for a 2 or 3 day swing. SRZ is another one to watch for a 2 or 3 day swing. We do have pretty strong overhead, but it's trading in this range. We have momentum building up here with the 5-day crossing above the 10 and the 20-day simple moving averages, and we're right in the middle of this range here, a little bit below 250 and a little bit above $3. So this could go any way, but I kind of like it when it comes to the long side of things. If we see some market strength, I think SRZ could definitely pick up some of that market strength and that market momentum. A1, this chart always comes up screwy, but A1 has been a tank lately, an absolute tank. I'd like to see what it does off of this pullback of the 100-day simple moving average, as well as the 1154 price resistance, but it's been having great volume here. Consolidation and a move higher would be absolutely phenomenal for this name. Moving on to Rhino. Rhino is a little bit of a loose ascending triangle as well. Let's get a good time frame here in the chart. We have a lot of support underneath it, and that's where it's dropping down to now, the 20 and the 50-day, as well as the ascending trend line. Not much volume lately. We are just sort of in the middle of the RSI here, so we're not overbought, we're not oversold. We have the 1550, 1560 price resistance, as well as the 100-day, so I'm very anxious to see how this develops as we continue to tighten on this ascending triangle price pattern.